Alright, our new G color. Now look at how simple this is now. Instead of all those notes, we simply have an S5L and 6/7 root, which is a G shape in the G box. Now we could play that from the G chord down here, but it wouldn't be the same. Okay, because the way that this is set up in Caged is we're looking at a G-shaped root. Okay, so the root is on the G here, and we're not going to have the lone wolf 7 over here. Let's prove it. Don't take my word. Let's go straight up and look at those notes. We'll go straight up on the chart. Oh my God, it's like going up an elevator. Here we are. Here's the G shape. Oh no, I'm wrong. We have in that G shape, we have our lone wolf 7 there. Okay, so that's interesting. Now why? I'll tell you why that is. What we have is our pattern. We've got 2 to the, remember we got 2 to the right, and then A shape in the middle, and then 2 to the left, but this pattern gets shifted over with the tuning warp. So that's the thing about guitar. You have to adjust those patterns to meet the tuning warp. So this originally, as you know, the pattern itself, as we saw over to the right hand corner in pattern corner, okay, in pattern corner, this was the pattern. 2 to the right. These are just fancy bottom string colors and everything. This root matches the color of this tri-pentatonic banner. This G matches the color of this tri-pentatonic banner. So that's why I changed the colors of those. But we've got 2 to the right, 5 in the middle, and then 2 to the left. However, when you actually play it, you have to warp the top 2 strings over. That's all the guitar is. You know, so the tuning goes instead of, this is the pattern, this is reality, this is tuning warp. Okay, they just call it the warp because you just take whatever you're doing and you shift it up, but it's the same thing. It's the same you've just been warped up 1 fret. So we do have our lone wolf 7. Sorry about that. Didn't matter whether we played it down at the in the G box here, the key of G box here. Although you wouldn't be able to get this F sharp with the capo there in the C-shaped G. You can have a G-shaped anything. The good thing about the G shape is you got the root on the top of it. Okay, so if you want to play G-shaped A, it's alright, that'd be kind of like an A minor. That sounds like an A minor. You know why that is? Because I am playing an A minor. The G shape is, there's a C sharp and there's an E. Right, thanks you. There's your G shape. I was playing a G minor shape. Shame on me. Depends on where you start it, you know. And that's the thing about modal scales. In all of the white keys, right? They're all the same scale. It matters where you start it. So starting that C scale from the A minor, it becomes an A minor. Even though it's the same scale. So naturally, you know, it's easy to confuse the two because they both sound good, but you got to play them at the right place. So that's what the modes are. So we've established essentially the diatonic scale here. All right, and now let's go back to our pentatonics, our tri-pentatonic boxes down here. So let's look at that G again. We're not getting away from the G. So we got a G-shaped root, we've got a C-shaped fourth, and a D-shaped fifth, 2, 5, 7, second inversion. But what I wanted to tell you was that these modes follow along with that. G-shaped, root 3, 5, root 3, 5, root. I guess we're doing G today. A minor shaped D minor. Now we want to start the D minor is 2, 4, 6. We're going to start obviously on the 6th there, and it's going to go like this. So it's 6, 2, 4 on string over here. We want to stay in the box. 6, 2, 4, 6. So it's 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. That's all it is in that tri-tonic scale there. So it's what do we got here now? See that staircase? Now the reason I'm not getting a good sound there is because I taped my notes on there, and when that tape starts to feather up like a bird developing feathers from 1,000,000 years ago, the scales start feathering up. Then I have to trim that, and then that takes away that dampening. So you get down the powerful glasses, you look at it, and you get a little pair of scissors and you trim them up. But I'm going to redo the whole grid one of these days. Alright, so we've got some modal there. We've got an A minor shaped D minor. Why? Because we've got 6, 2, 4 as our A minor. Let's look at a regular A minor. A regular A minor. Here's the fret nut. Here's your regular A minor. In the G box is up here in C, right? Now what are we gonna play if we want to just like whip off? You just play quickly in that G box. Okay, that's the A box. The G box is now the blue one. So we're going to do that easy, S5L, and then just a G shape on top. So we've got that's our diatonic there, okay? Now, if we want to play pentatonically, we have to do the G shape, C shape, and D shape pentatonics. Here's G shape. And then we have a C shape pentatonic. And a D shape pentatonic. Okay, put them all together and you get now. Why is it important to know that? Because if we're going to play pentatonics, you have to use the pentatonic, the 1, 4, 5 pentatonics. If you're just gonna, and so if you're doing a lead and the band is on the root chord and they go dun, 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 then you have to use that 4th pentatonic, which would be the C shape. Okay, so it'd be, but probably the diatonic would sound even better.